Hello and welcome to the brief video tutorial on how to use Glogster. You will first log in by going to the Glogster EDU website, which is a slightly different web address than the main Glogster website. And once you're there, you're going to log in. I'm going to go ahead and log in. And when you initially get to your dashboard, you will see your login information. You will see a classes tab. You should see EDMA 5200 right there. It will list all of your classmates, and you'll be able to go there later to view and comment on any of the glogs that others have created. And it's got some other things here, but we're going to go ahead and click Create New Glog. And it's going to take you to a spot where you can begin with a blank landscape or portrait glog, which means you're going to add all of the components you want based on where you would want them to be located and how and so on. And it's actually fine to begin that way. You can also scroll down and you can see a lot of different templates that are there with regard to personal, other kinds of school-related topics, and there's one at the end called Resources and Tools, which you could choose from as well. So if you choose one of the glog templates that's there, for example, if I say My First Glog and click on Use Template, it will load all of the resources, the color scheme, and everything that is built into the template. And as you can see, as I mouse over anything that will allow me to change it, it basically selects that for me, and once it's selected, if it's text, I can actually double click it and I can type in new content. I can click over here to change the font, the style, the color, the size, and so on. If I see something there that I don't want, I can click it, and I can click the trash can right here to get rid of it. I can basically repeat that same function for all of the different items and objects on the screen. So it's just, again, a matter of double clicking on something, see your cursor. If it's text material, changing colors and size as appropriate, and you can close the editor area. You can resize just by clicking and dragging in any of the corners. You can rotate. You can flip upside down. It kind of depends on what sort of text or what sort of object you're working on, but you don't need to keep things straight if you don't want to. And you can always click on it, and you can click again to set it if you want it to go to a new location. You can also click on something and you can pretty much do all kinds of things with it. If you click on this little object right here, it will allow you to create shadow effects, so you can turn things on and off, and you can kind of play around with that as you like. In addition to text, you can add images, and you can add videos, you can add hyperlinks. So the template is basically formatted to tell me where different things should be located. So I can add whatever I want, wherever I want, but it's suggesting that these would be good places for images. So if I want to add something, I can actually do that anywhere, anywhere that I want. You'll see at the very bottom of the screen there's a plus, there's an upload, there's also a camera icon. If I click on the plus, what it will do is it will open up someplace on your document this little option of adding text, graphics, images. You can have a wall, audio, and video, which would allow you to add those things anywhere you want. So if I click on graphics, it will bring up pre-canned graphics in a lot of different categories. So I'm just going to click on something right here. I'm going to click this. I'm going to say use it, and then I'm going to click the X, and it will position that someplace on my screen. So here it is, and I can drag it wherever I want. I can resize it as appropriate, and if that's what I would like to appear in this area, I'll want to get rid of the pink drop image box behind it, which I can do just by clicking on that, clicking on the trash can, and so now I have my little origami swan here instead. So I can add images that way. If I click the plus button and go back up to my options, I can add new text boxes. It gives me choices for the different styles. So if I want it just to be a paragraph or a heading, or I can make it appear that text is coming from something that's on the screen. Again, you've got lots of different categories to choose from here. If you click image, it allows you to get images that you've either already uploaded to your computer. So if you click on this button right here, it allows you to find images on your computer that you can incorporate. I'm going to cancel that for now. You can also go to Google, and from Google you can search for any images. I'm just going to say social media and see what comes up. So if you like any of these, you can just click it, and you can click on use it, and it will load into your wall. And from there, again, you can go to one of the corners, you can resize as appropriate, drag it where you want it to be located. And again, I'm going to get rid of the pink box behind it, but that's basically the idea. In addition to images, you can also add audio. So if you wanted to record or upload audio that's already recorded and saved on your computer, you can do that. You can click on video, so you can upload video directly from what you have already saved on your computer, or you can go to YouTube and you can search for something and import from there. So once you find what you want, again, you just click it, you click use it, and it will appear on your wall. So that's pretty straightforward. And again, once it's there, you can move it around, you can position it where you want. And right now we're just in edit mode, so it will not play the video by default unless you click here on the little gear. And it has an autoplay feature. Most of the time you would want the user to control when they see, or when the videos on the page actually begin playing. So you can toggle between on and off. You can also adjust the volume as well. If you do have things that you would like the user to click to send them to a website, you can just click the object on the screen and then click the hyperlink next to it. So this applies for text and graphic objects and other images, and we can just go to a website. Probably really wouldn't want to take them to a broad site like Google, but I'm just illustrating for now. So once that's created and you're actually in the preview mode or the viewing mode of your Glog, then that would become a clickable link. So you can add that to text as well if you want. The key is that when you're designing like this, it's in the design phase. You're not in the viewing stage right now. If you want to view it as others would, you can click on this preview right here. Since I do have a video clip there, it will take a little time to render, so I'm not going to do that. But we do want to click save at some point. It will require that you name it, so you can just call it whatever you want. You do need to pick a discipline and a subdiscipline and a grade level. It doesn't really matter what you have, so just get something there. And then when you are ready for it to be viewed by others, make sure that you click finished. If you click unfinished, it will save it and it will allow you to come back in and edit more later, but finished will also make it available available to other people in the class. So I'm going to assume that I've finished. So I'll click that and then click Save. And it just gives you a message about the status. So I can go back to Edit, I can go back to my dashboard, which is the first window that you see when you log in, or you can preview the Glog. I'm going to go back to the dashboard right now, and it does tell me now I have one Glog. I can see it over here in the list, and I can also see it if I go to Classes. I just want to go to Create New Glog and show you real quickly. If we do a blank Glog, it appears with nothing in it to begin, but we do have the options for adding whatever objects we want. So if I click on text and I just choose anything here, let's say I want this, I can actually also drag and drop as well as click on it and say use it. They'll both accomplish the same thing. So if I have something that I want to add, again, I'm double clicking right now, adding my text. And then if I wanted to add additional items, I can click back up here to plus. I can add, let's say, an image or graphics. We'll do graphics just to make it a little quicker. So if I wanted to drag and drop over here, again, I can do that. So you can kind of experiment around with how you want to design things on your Glog. Again, the key would be clicking on Save. And that's pretty much it. In order to comment on another person's Glog, what you'll do is you'll click on the Classes tab and you'll go down to EDMA 5200, and if you scroll over to the right hand side, you'll see a list of classmates, and if you click Show All, it will give you a list of everybody who's in the class, and it will show you who actually has a Glog created already that's public. So since I know that I logged in, I'm in as a different account right now actually, but I'm going to click on the one that I created just before in my demo. And this is just a little thumbnail of the Glog. It's not the actual Glog. So if you wanted to view it with the links to the videos and so on, you actually just click on it right here and it will load that student's real Glog. So it takes a little bit of time sometimes, but now you see that if I clicked here, this video would become active, and before I made this a hyperlink so I can see that that would be active as well. So I'm going to go back here. Another thing that you can do is you can leave a comment for the person and click on Send. And so that comment, it tells you that the message was added, is now visible to the student and other people in the class as well. That's basically how Glogster works. I hope you have fun and experiment around and be creative in what you design. The whole idea of a media-based poster does give you a lot of flexibility that you don't have in a purely written document. So have fun.